الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا كما يستحق كل محامد، والذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق وبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الحق جهاده وترك الأمة على البيضاء ليلها كنهارها ولا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. صلى الله على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. طيب, shall we just start? Next hadith, hadith السابع عشر, 17th hadith. عن أبي يعلى شديد بن أوس رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: إن الله كتب الإحسان على كل شيء، فإذا قتلتم فاحسنوا القتل، وإذا ذبحتم فاحسنوا الذبح، وليحد أحدكم شفرته وليرح ذبيحته. رواه Muslim. Hadith narrated by Abu Ya'la. The Prophet said that indeed Allah has written ihsan in everything. If you kill nicely. If you sacrifice good. Let one of you slaughter, let him sharpen the sword. And so he died in ease. Okay? The one who sacrifices. طيب. Inna Allah kataba al-ihsan. Allah Azza wa Jal has written ihsan in everything. The word kataba means farada or farida, yeah. And in the Quran Allah says kutiba alaykum siyam. Kutiba, Allah has made siyam obligatory upon you. Kutiba alaykum al-qisas. Allah has made capital punishment wajib on you. So the word kataba means to be something wajib. So Allah Azza wa Jal has made wajib upon us al-ihsan. Now ihsan, what is ihsan? If you translate ihsan, it means doing something good. Anything good, ihsan. Smiling at your brother, shaking hand, giving salam, anything like this is ihsan. And ihsan is a vast subject. The whole deen goes on ihsan. And when we describe ihsan in language, I think we covered this, the name ihsan. Ihsan has two meanings. Shall we go over it again? Ihsan has two meanings. Linguistically has two meanings. First, ihsan means to give sadaqah. Okay? To give sadaqah, to give charity, to give zakat. For example, if I say, ahsantu ila al-Muslim, I have given charity to Muslim. Ihsan here means to give charity. Also, ihsan means to perfect something. To perfect something. So if I say, ahsantu qira'ati, I have perfected my recitation. So these are two meanings of ihsan in language. Islamically, when we say ihsan, it means what Prophet ﷺ has described in the Hadith of Jibreel. When Jibreel came to Prophet ﷺ and he said, tell me about Islam, tell me about Iman. Then he said, tell me about ihsan. Okay? So he says, ihsan an ta'bud Allah ka'annaka tarahu fa'in lam takunu tarahu fa'innahu yarak. Prophet said to Jibreel, ihsan is to worship Allah as you have seen him. If he can't, know that he's watching you. This ihsan. This is called muhsin, the highest level of iman, highest level of a believer. And the scholars have said that this definition of ihsan has two parts. One is mushahada, which is witnessing, meaning that you worship Allah in your heart as if you can see, obviously you don't imagine Allah, billah. In your heart you feel as you're watching Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? This is the feeling that you have in your heart. Okay? That's the mushahada. This is the highest level. If you can't do that, Prophet said, the next level is muraqabah, which is to be cautious of Allah Azza wa Jal. That is to be aware that Allah is watching wherever you are. Sitting, standing, praying, wherever you are, be cautious of Allah. Okay? That Allah is watching you. Muraqabah. Now, ihsan, different levels. Ihsan with Allah Azza wa Jal is wajib. We have to have ihsan with Allah. Okay? And that is to worship as you see Allah Azza wa Jal. Based on our taqwa, inshallah, we should have ihsan. And then second type of ihsan is ihsan with the creation. Okay? And ihsan with the creation.
Is a question now or I can answer the question?
End of the class, as we normally do that. Ihsan with the creation, which is wajib, which is following the Prophet ﷺ, following his command, okay, following his command, leaving what he forbade. That's the wajib when it comes to ihsan with our Prophet ﷺ. Ihsan with the parents, bil walidain, okay. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, many verses, and be good to your parents. That's wajib. Also, ihsan with the creation, that is wajib, keeping the kinship, your blood relatives. Don't break the blood relatives. You keep the kinship strong. You don't break it. That's part of our wajib as well. Okay? That's many other ones as well. Wajib, sunnah, mustahab, ihsan with the creation is the things you do to help them. For example, you can, we've mentioned something like shaking your hand, giving salam, smiling at your brother, okay, helping with something he needs, maybe, give him a lift, or, helping with anything in the worldly, you can get him a job, filling his CV, whatever. These are all ihsan, mustahab, is recommended for us to do. Also, when it comes to ihsan with the creation, you can benefit him with the knowledge. Mustahab, benefit him with the knowledge, with the status. We've mentioned all this in the previous class. So, now ihsan here is that anything in the deen, good, وَأَحْسِنُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ, do good, and Allah loves good doers. So Allah Azza wa Jal here, Allah made ihsan wajib upon us. Certain ihsan is wajib, certain are mustahab. Okay, not every ihsan is wajib. So Allah Azza wa Jal has written ihsan in everything. Okay, in a sharia and everything. In salah, ihsan, we have to pray according to Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. If you don't do ruku properly, if you don't do sujood properly, it's not ihsan. Dealing with the people, speaking with the people, and everything, marriage, everything, business, we have to do ihsan. We cannot cheat people. We say, if you're going to Hajj and Umrah, you say, I'm going to give 5 stars and give him 3 stars. That's not ihsan. This is cheating, deceiving. So you can't do this thing. So ihsan encompasses the whole deen. Our deen is ihsan. Ihsan with the family, things like that. So Allah wrote ihsan in everything. Okay, in the Hadith, Prophet said that I am best of you when it comes to the family. Okay, so be good to your family. So ihsan, again, it's all ihsan. Allah wrote ihsan in everything. Then he gives example. Prophet gives example. فَإِذَا قَتَلْتُمْ فَحْسِنُوا الْقَتْلَ. Okay, now here, Prophet ﷺ give an example that if you kill properly. That can be taken two different ways. And one is in the battlefield. Okay, Islamically, we're not allowed to mutilate any dead body, for example, or burn them. A person fought in the battle, jihad and all that. You never see they burnt anyone. Okay, it's haram in Islam. When the people came to fight Prophet of Allah and the companions, when the jihad started, the ghazwa, okay, to defend the deen, they fought and they beheaded them. They not cut part of the body, cut the leg, then head, and it's haram. You can't do that. You take the head off. That's the way jihad took place, So even Islam teaches us this. You can't kill innocent people. You can't kill the ladies. You can't kill a child. You can't, anyone not fighting, you can't touch them. Only fight those who fight you. So Islam teaches us that, and Prophet this is what he did in ghazwa, in jihad. That's one aspect. Second aspect is that if you sacrifice properly without torturing the animal. We're going to cover the adab of qurbani and everything, inshallah. Next one, which Prophet said that وَإِذَا ذَبَحْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا الذَّبْحَ. That when you sacrifice properly. Now, what does dhabh mean? Dhabh, we have three terminology: dhabh, adhiyah, and hadi. Now, dhabh refers to anything general. You do for qurba, you do for aqiqah, for walima, or for business. These are called dhabh, sacrifice. Okay, that's what it means. Now, adhiyah refers when the believers do qurbani yawmul Eid, Eid al-Adha. Okay, that's the name is given, and this is done for sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? Your intention is for Allah, and you mention the name of Allah. Okay, and that's the biggest ibadah in Yawmul Eid, Eid al-Adha. And this is apparently sunnah of the Prophet, mustahab. Adhiyah is sunnah, okay? It's not wajib. And if someone has the money, should do it. Shouldn't leave adhiyah, because the reward is immense. Even Hadith says that the amount of, you get the reward, the amount of the hair that the animal has when you sacrifice. So is Abu Bakr and Umar, they will sometimes not sacrifice Yawmul Eid to show people it's not wajib. Imam Shafi had the same view as well. The adhiyah is sunnah, is mustahab. Shaykh ibn Uthaymin said mustahab as well. So adhiyah refers to the people who didn't go to Hajj, they're in their country and they do qurbani. That's called adhiyah. It's sunnah, yeah, it's mustahab. And Haadi refers to the people when they're in Hajj, okay, when they have to, Yawmul Nahr, they have to sacrifice Mina or Mecca, okay, called Haadi. So when you do tamattu' or qiran, people who do tamattu', which is generally Prophet recommended everyone, that you make umrah and you go back to your normal state. Okay, if you do tamattu' or qiran, where hajj and umrah together, you can't take your ihram off if you do qiran. Okay, then you have to sacrifice an animal in Mina or Mecca. That's called Haadi. And they have to do that, wajib. Okay, but adhiyah, those who never go to Hajj, okay, they do adhiyah. It's recommended for them to do that. So here the Prophet said that فَأَحْسِنُ الذَّبْحِ, and dhabh, okay, you can do for many things. Dhabh, you do dhabh for the sake of Allah, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, but your intention is for qurbani, or intention for walima. So someone getting married, so you do dhabh, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, but intention is for walima or for aqiqah, understand? But adhiyah is for name, intention is for Allah as well. It's only for, you don't do for anyone. Your intention is not for anyone, it's for Allah. Okay? So dhabh is more general, as we've given example. So for example, if someone wants to do aqiqah, you won't say it's adhiyah. It's dhabh for aqiqah, dhabh for walima, dhabh of the business, of what guests coming to my house, I'm doing dhabh, not adhiyah, no hadi, it's dhabh. Okay, this is the terminology that are used by the ulama. Now when we do dhabh, there's some of the adab of dhabh. The first and foremost is that adab of dhabh is that it has to be done in the name of Allah. Okay, and Allah forbade any dhabh is not done other than Allah. It's not halal for us to eat. Allah said, حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةُ وَالدَّمُ وَلَحْمُ الْخِنْزِيرِ وَمَا أُحِلَّ بِهِ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَا أُحِلَّ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ بِهِ. The different ayah in the Quran. That indeed Allah has made haram, dead, blood, the meat of the pig, and anything slaughtered other than the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? What is the ruling of the one who sacrificed but forgot to mention the name of Allah Azza wa Jal? Okay, some of the ulama, Jumhur says that it is halal for you to eat, because you've forgotten to say Bismillah, you're forgiven. Hadith of Prophet, he said that my ummah is forgiven for mistake, for forgetfulness, and for something you're forced to do. So it's a mistake that happened. Because of the mistake, it's halal for you to eat that meat. Okay, and there's an ayah in the Quran that do not eat meat that is not mentioned name of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Indeed, it is a fisk. So there is a fisk only can be applied on a person who does things intentionally, not unintentionally. So because it is unintentional, you can eat that meat. That's khilaf between the scholars. Can you eat or not? So majority says you can eat. So first adab of dhabh is that has to be in the name of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Second adab is that when we sacrifice an animal, we have to face the qibla. Okay? And if you don't, it's not haram. Ulama is makruh. So Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu reports that athar that he will not eat of a meat that it is not sacrificed facing the qibla. Okay? It's not haram, it's just Ibn Umar. So it is from the adab that we should face the animal and we should face the qibla when we sacrifice the animal. Also, adab of a sacrifice is that ihdadu shafra, that he should sharpen the sword. So when you sharpen the sword and when you sacrifice, make sure it cuts the jugular vein as quick as possible, ASAP, not torturing the animal. If it's not sharp, it's not going, subhanallah. And it's a punishment to the animal. So, وَلِيُحِدَّ شَفْرَتَهُ, the Prophet said, he commanded, sharpen your sword. Sharpen the sword. And also from the adab is that you do not sharpen the sword in front of the animal. Okay? There's a hadith, there was Ibn Abbas hadith, there was a man, he took the animal on the floor and he's sharpening the sword in front of the animal. So the Prophet said, are you going to kill the animal numerous times? You're killing the animal numerous times. Also, you shouldn't drag the animal. Things like that, dragging on the ear, or on the leg, pulling it. We shouldn't do that. We should, if you back home, people have so much knowledge how to take the animal down by himself. He didn't Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something. You know, they take the animal down so calmly, easy. He knows where to hold it and how to take it down. They can do it properly. If you don't, you're going to punish the animal. You'll be strangling the animal. You probably break the leg or whatever. So people have the knowledge to take the animal down. I've seen them. They've taken down so easily. So we should take also from the adab of dhabh is that you should take the animal down from the left side. Hadith on the left, not on the right, on the left. And also from the adab is that you should supply food or drink and things like that before you sacrifice the animal. You don't, you look after the animal. People that bring animal before 2-3 days before the Qurbani, Yamul Adhiya, Eid al-Adhiya, Eid al-Adha, so they can feed the animal. And they do that, alhamdulillah. This is part of adab of, you don't leave the animal for 2-3-4 days, don't give him the food. No, you give him the food, give him the drink, give the animal, feed the animal, look after the animal, wash the animal, you take care of the animal. These are some of the adab scholars have mentioned when you come to al-dhabh. So one Prophet said, فَأَحْسِنُ الذَّبْحِ, that's what it means. You don't punish. You give all these conditions should be fulfilled when you do al-dhabh. And وَلَيُرِحْ ذَبِحَتَهُ, that you let the animal, when you sacrifice, the blood flows very fast, okay? You rest very calmly, okay? That's for him to rest. If you don't sharpen the sword, you will not die in relax. He's going to die in hardship. Okay, give him some rest. Don't fear the animal. Cause him to. So this simple hadith, basic hadith. So we learn today about ihsan, the whole deen about ihsan. And the Prophet give example of ihsan in jihad, ihsan in sacrificing and things like that. These are these are common mistakes people make in dhabh. Okay, so these are the adab we need to have in dhabh, inshaAllah. طيب, let's go to the next hadith. الحديث الثامن عشر. عن أبي ذر رضي الله عنه وأبي عبد الرحمن معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنهما عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال اتق الله حيثما كنت واتبع سيئة الحسنة تمحوها وخالقنا بخلق حسن. Now, this hadith is narrated by two companions, Abu Dhar and Mu'adh bin Jabal radiallahu anhuma. The Prophet said that, fear Allah wherever you are. Follow up the bad deed with the good deed, you remove it. وَخَالِقِ النَّاسِ بِخُلْقٍ حَسَنٍ. طيب. First of all, this hadith is amazing hadith. Prophet said, ittaqillah. Ittaqillah. Fear Allah. Now the word ittaqillah is a command, okay, which means that you have to follow the command of the Prophet. So when Allah and His Messenger commands anything, you have to do it. Okay? Otherwise, if there's any other evidence otherwise, then it's not wajib on us. Because here Prophet commanded us, we have to fear Allah Azza wa Jalla. Means wajib for us to fear Allah. Ittaqillah. And we hear this word a lot. In the Quran we have it. Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullah. Or those who believe, fear Allah. Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu ittaqillah. Allah says, oh the Prophet, fear Allah. So there are many verses in the Quran, Allah commands us to fear Him. And fearing Allah Azza wa Jal is not something optional, it's wajib. So Allah, Prophet here commands us to fear Him. What does fear mean? People fear mean piety, or fear mean taqwa mean to fear Allah, or have piety of Allah, or something like that. In that line, the translation comes like that. But if you look at the definition of taqwa, means that taqwa is an attribute given by Allah to the believers, and it is amazing taqwa to have. And muttaqi is ahlul jannah. So it is not befitting for us, I am muttaqi, or to give somebody he's a muttaqi. It's not right to say that, because only Allah knows who really muttaqi is. If you say I'm muttaqi or he's a muttaqi, you just give him glad tidings of Jannah, something like that. Allah says, Inna lil muttaqina mafaza. Indeed, for the believer is the mafaz, is the opening, success. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ الْمَرَى. That Allah will command the malaika yawm al-qiyamah to escort the believers, muttaqi, to Jannah. So muttaqi is the attribute that for the Ahlul Jannah. So inshallah we can say some the ulama, inshallah they're muttaqi, but this attribute is a huge attribute. Now what does at-taqwa mean? At-taqwa is taken from the word wiqaya, which means to put a barrier between you and the punishment of Allah. So meaning that you don't pass the boundary of Allah, i.e. go the other side of the boundary, committing sin. So it's a wiqaya, it's a barrier that you keep away from these prohibitions. That's what it is. Some of the Salaf explain what taqwa is. The two athar, one Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu was asked, and Ubay bin Ka'ab was asked by Umar radiallahu anhu, and they gave same answer of taqwa. And when Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu said to Ubay bin Ka'ab radiallahu anhu, he said, ما هو التقوى؟ قال أبي أما مشيت على الطريق ذا شوكة؟ قال نعم. قال ماذا صنعت؟ قال أعدل, something like that. He said, I'm saying Arabic, this practice for me as well, inshallah. That Ubay bin Ka'ab was asked by Umar, what is taqwa? Ubay said, have you walked on a path, it had thorn? He said, I did. What did you do? Narration said that he lifted his garment and he walked very carefully, or he moved away. He moved away to make sure he doesn't step on the thorn. He said, this is taqwa. And if you understood what it means, taqwa here, he said that the path is your life, and the thorn represents the sins. So the way you're avoiding the sins, avoiding the thorn, avoid the sin. And whoever does that, that's taqwa of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Okay? Or another we can say, taqwa is the one who worships Allah, doing Allah command him to do, and leave what Allah forbade. That's one of the taqwa defined by Umar bin Khattab or Ubay bin Ka'ab and Abu Hurairah. Same thing. Another taqwa is, inshallah, another definition of taqwa. I want you to memorize this. Talq bin Habib. Talq bin Habib, one of the great Imam, he mentioned this. He said, إذا وقعت الفتنة أو إذا وقعت الفتنة فأطفئوها بالتقوى. فقالوا ما هو التقوى? He said that if you are afflicted with a temptation, then remove it with taqwa. So they said, what is taqwa? He said, التقوى أن تعمل بطاعة الله ترجو ثواب الله على نور من الله وترجو ثواب الله وتترك معصية الله على نور من الله وتخاف عقاب الله وعذاب الله. He said that taqwa is to act by obeying Allah, having iman in that, having nur ala nuri min Allah, having iman in that, وترجو ثواب Allah, hoping the reward. And then he said, you leave the sin of Allah, having iman this is haram, and fearing the punishment. Okay, fearing the punishment. Ibn Qayyim explained this statement of Talq bin Habib. He says that means that iman wa ihtisab. So, in the Hadith of Prophet he said that man صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر الله ما تقدم من ذنبه. That whoever fasts month of Ramadan with iman ihtisab, Allah has forgiven all his sin. But look at this. Iman is to have the faith in Ramadan. Have to have the faith. And secondly, you have to have the hope for the reward. Nobody fasts thinking, I don't believe in Ramadan, but I'm just going to fast. No, you fast because you believe in this is from Allah, and you believe there's a reward in it. Okay, that's why you're fasting. Yes. So Ibn Qayyim says that he's explaining the definition of Talq bin Habib. Ala nuri min Allah, tarju thawab Allah. He says it's like iman wa ihtisab. So Talq is saying that whenever you do any action, then have faith in that act and hope for the reward. Okay, that's taqwa. And when you leave any act, when you leave haram, leave this act because Allah made it haram, and you fear the punishment. That's muttaqi. So whenever we walk to the masjid to pray, have a faith that this is from Allah, this is from my deen, and I'm hoping for the reward. Okay? There was a companion, what he used to do, he used to live outskirts of Medina. I knew Medina is very hot, boiling hot. So he would walk to the masjid. And Ubay bin Ka'ab radiallahu anhu said, why are you walking to the masjid so far away? Why can't you get riding beast and come to the masjid? He said, no, I'm happy that I'm living furthest away from the masjid, and I want Allah to write this reward that I'm coming and going to the house. And Prophet said it's already written for him, because he wants the reward. Yarju thawab Allah, he wants the reward. Allah wrote the reward for him. So we have to have iman when we do good deed, and so we have that, and hoping for the reward from Allah Azza wa Jal. So taqwa, that's what taqwa, and that's what muttaqi is. To have these, to act with iman and hoping for the reward as well at the same time. So here Allah commands us, Prophet commands us to fear Allah Azza wa Jal. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. That whoever fears Allah, Allah will find a way out for him. What does it mean? You worship Allah, what He commanded you to do, and you leave what Allah forbade. Such person is muttaqi. If he does that, Allah will find a way out for that person. طيب. So we've understood what taqwa is. حَيْثُمَا كُنْتُ. This is a good word. حَيْثُ. حَيْثُ mean wherever you are. So the word Arabic word حَيْثُ it could mean time and place. So whenever you are, in whatever time you are, this year, next year, in next 10 years time, whatever, and wherever you are, this country, back home, Saudi, wherever you are, whenever you are, fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Fear Allah. Then Prophet said, وَاتْبَعْ سَيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُوهَا. Follow up the bad deed with good deed. Sayyi'ah refers to minor sins. Okay? Refers to minor sins. Now the minor sins, all the minor sins that we do, it wipes off by the salawat. Okay? Wipes off our salawat, our prayer, wipes it off. Like in the hadith, Prophet said that خمس salawat, Ramadan ila Ramadan, Jum'a ila Jum'a, kaffaratu dhunub, liman ijtanaba al-kaba'ir. That between the salawat, Ramadan to Ramadan, Ramadan, Jum'a ila Jum'a, is an expiation of the sins, except for those who keep away from the major sins. So the condition is that for our minor sins to be expiated, we need to abandon the major sins. Now what are the major sins? Major sins we know, which are, obviously in the Quran Allah never said, these are major sins like this. How do we know something major sins? The ulama have explained. We know major sins because when Allah Azza wa Jal threatened with the fire, or curse, or adab, or it has a punishment attached to that sin, then this is a major sin, or the curse in it. Okay, let us give you an example of murder. Murder is a major sin because Allah said, وَمَن يَقْتُلْ مُؤْمِنًا مُتَعَمِّدًا, whoever kills the believer intentionally, ومن يقتل متعمدا فجزاه جهنم خالدين فيها غضب الله عليه ولعنه, that his reward is Jahannam, Allah's wrath and his curse is upon him. And now number 4, Allah has prepared painful punishment for him. So this shows that murder is a major sin because of all this. Okay, the next verse Allah mentioned about killing unintentionally. Allah never mentioned all this. It's intention. Okay, like for example, the Hadith said that لعن الله من ذبح لغير الله. May Allah's curse be upon those who sacrifice other than the name of Allah. So sacrificing other than by the name of Allah is major sin because Allah cursed it. Another hadith, لعن الله الخمر, that Allah cursed the alcohol. Shows alcohol drinking is major sin. Things like that. So for us, for our minor sins to be expiated, we have to abandon the major sins. How do we know that? Allah said in the Quran, إن تجتنبوا كبائر ما تنهون عنه نكفر عنكم سيئاتكم. Okay, that if we abandon the major sin which Allah forbade, okay, then we will expiate your sayyi'at. The word sayyi'at refers to minor sins. Okay, sayyi'at. And it is agreed upon by the scholars that we have to leave the minor sins for a major sin. We have to abandon the major sin for minor sins to be expiated. Otherwise, it won't be expiated. If someone praying 5 times a day, but he's doing certain major sins, is continuous, then it will not be accepted. Then Allah continues, وَلَمْ يُسِرُّ عَلَى مَا وَلَمْ يُسِرُّ, and then he doesn't continue to do that. Okay, i.e. the major sin. If he doesn't do that, then we'll expiate his minor sins. Subhanallah. So follow up the bad deed with a good deed. So the scholars have spoken about that, if someone were to fall into major sin, and what are the expiations? The one, he shouldn't tell anyone, he should expose his major sins, okay, and do a lot of good deed. Give sadaqah, do umrah, hajj, whatever. Do a lot of good deed, make a lot of sajda, increase your good deed, then that will remove your bad deed. And the major sins, if you leave it as it is, you make sincere tawbah to Allah Azza wa Jal, you don't go back to it, and you do a lot of other good deed, sadaqah, inshallah Allah will forgive the person. This is the advice from the ulama. And this is what that's what we should do, and not expose the sin. So here, it's advised, follow up the good deed with follow up the good deed so you remove the bad deed. Yeah. تمحوها, yeah. Continue with the hadith. واتبع سيئة حسنة تمحوها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن. The next advice Prophet gave was treat mankind with good character. وخالق الناس بخلق حسن. And the khulq, adab, is something that here Prophet advised us to be good with every mankind. وخالق الناس, nas, Muslim, non-Muslim. Okay, so I'm sure when we work, we're going to see non-Muslims, we have to treat them good. Okay, our mu'amala with them should have to be good. وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا, and speak good to the mankind, not just Muslims, mankind generally, be good to them. And our character should be good, and through our character, people will become Muslim, inshaAllah. So خالقنا بخلق حسن, and Prophet said in the hadith, إني بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق, that I have been sent to accomplish the best of examples. Okay, لقد كان في رسول الله أسوة حسنة, indeed in the message of Allah the best of example. So if you look at the example of Prophet ﷺ, you will see how Prophet was good to everyone, Muslim, non-Muslims, and this is the basic principle, that we treat everyone good, every human being good. Okay, this is what the Prophet is advising us, and treat mankind with good character, inshallah. I think by 8:30 we have to hand over the key. So last 10 minutes I'll take the Q&A, inshallah. Yeah. Jazakumullah khair. So the clear, yeah, simple hadith, but basic advice.
Ihsan with Allah, that's
Yeah?
It says ihsan with Allah.
Ihsan with Allah
Is it like Allah's instructions?
yeah,
commands,
that's what it is.
And then Allah is watching me all the time.
Yeah, this is ihsan with Allah. Yeah, we always have to have that. Because if you don't have it, then we'll do whatever we want. We all have some sort of ihsan. We have it. Look, in the month of Ramadan, okay, none of us will break the fast hiddenly. We know back of our mind that Allah is watching me. So we have ihsan. We have this conscious, Allah is watching us.
But there's a level.
Obviously, there's level. No, if everyone ihsan is not same. No. Go on.
So, if I'm not mistaken, the sacrifice for Haadi means the sacrifice in Hajj Tamattu.
Tamattu and Qiran.
And Qiran.
Qiran, yeah. Qiran is meaning linking together. So you make Umrah, you stay in Ihram, and until the end of Hajj you take Ihram off. The Qiran is linking together. Qiran means to join together. So you basically joining Umrah and Hajj together, and you can't take Ihram off. But Prophet advises Tamattu. The word Tamattu mean to rejoice, relax. So basically you do Umrah, you take your Ihram off and relax. Wait for your Hajj. When the Hajj comes, you put your Ihram on, go to make Talbiyah, and that's khalas, you've entered Ihram. So Tamattu is what we recommended. So people who do Tamattu, they have to do Haadi. So when the Yamun Nahar, day of Nahar comes, Mina or Mecca, whatever, you get the sheep, whatever, you sacrifice that. That's called Haadi. That's what and everyone have to do that.
Oh, it's wajib.
কিরান হচ্ছে পশু সার্বক্ষণিক সাথে রাখতে হবে তামাত্তু ওরা কিনলেও চলে
Do the Haji sacrifice the animal?
Yeah. Umrah. No, Umrah, Hajj. But when you go to Hajj, you kill two birds in one stone. Okay, basically you do Hajj and Umrah. So you go and do Umrah, come out from Umrah, you've done your Umrah, and you go to do Hajj. Main Hajj, yeah. So that's...
so where is it done?
Where?
The sacrifice.
Sacrifice is Mina. I've been there, it's a long queue. It's a huge queue. You go, but now what they do, you don't have to go now. Before you had to go, but now you give the list. Yeah, you give the list and they'll do it for you.
Oh, you just pay the money.
Yeah, you just pay the money, yeah. But when I went 2005, the system wasn't like that. You have to go over there and queue up, and then you give them the sacrifice all day, man. Yeah.
You know the sacrifice for walima, you say that. Do you get the reward from Allah as well?
Yes, of course. But the difference is that your intention is you mention Allah's name, but intention is for walima, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm sacrificing by the name of Allah, but I'm intention because I'm doing the walima. I'm a son of my whatever. Yeah. But when the qurbani, adhiya, you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, but intention is to please Allah. That's the greatest ibadah in Hajj, isn't it? This qurbani. That's what you're doing. Not the meat. I said the meat doesn't go to Allah. It's the taqwa goes to Allah, isn't it? You can do 7 qurbani, but if it's not for Allah, then it's not accepted, is it?
And did you say both the person who was slaughtering and the animal should be facing towards the
Qibla, yeah. It's a respect, isn't it? You're doing for Allah and face the Qibla. That's no condition, shartu sihha, meaning that it is no condition for it to be accepted. It's perfect, it's better. It's better that you do it, so... Yeah, inshallah, yeah.
You face the Qibla or the animal?
Animal, both. So Qibla this way, for example, the animal there, you just, when you do Qurban, inshallah, you will know. Nice. And the hadith is amazing, subhanallah. Look, the Qurban you're doing, the animal, Hadith Ibn Majah, it's authentic hadith. When you sacrifice the animal, the amount of hair the animal has, you get the reward.
The same
You
amount.
get a really hairy animal.
Yeah. So, and it's also doing qurbani is another is more reward as well for you to do the qurbani. You
That's
know.
why the lamb got lots of fur, isn't it? The lamb is like.
Oh, get the one with a lot of hair. Go
You know,
on.
you said the muttaqis, you shouldn't give that to people because the guy telling of Jannah.
Yeah,
But
it
then-
is.
The scholar said that, right?
No, yeah. Look, one of the athar, a man came to Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, and he was very sorrow, sad, and he talking, and the man said, "You are son of Umar ibn Khattab, the Amir al-Mu'mineen. Why are you worried about your action? Are you a righteous man?" And he said, "Innama yataqabbalu Allahu min al-muttaqin." Indeed, Allah except from the muttaqin, and I'm not one of them. I don't. He's saying I'm not in that level. So they feared the taqwa, because have you fulfilled all the conditions of taqwa to give yourself I'm muttaqi? A'udhu billah. Even it doesn't sound right to say I'm a muttaqi. La.
Yeah, obviously you can't say about yourself. It's like, no, but you know,
But you can say you're Muslim, you're mu'min, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You know how you can say, yeah, this person a mu'min, I'm a mu'min, like, and
Inshallah.
you know that mu'min
Yeah.
are gonna go to Jannah.
Yeah.
So
But
that's the same
muttaqi
thing.
is something that guaranteed.
The top level.
Yeah, so inshallah we say scholars are muttaqin. Allah make us of those muttaqin, inshallah. So this is Salaf did not attribute that to themselves. Inna lil muttaqina mafaza wa man yattaqi la yaj'al lahu makhraja. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُم مِنَ الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا. Look, this muttaqi, take them to Jannah. So it is a attribute, only Allah knows, so we should.
If someone slaughters an animal, so they mention the name of Allah, but then they don't do like a clean cut on the jugular vein, so it ends up actually suffering from it.
Yeah.
So is that meat permissible? But if the person, let's say that person is doing it, he's not aware that it's not permissible to cause it to suffer.
Yeah.
So is that still permissible?
No, they're permissible, but it's still halal, but it's going to take a long time to get the jugular vein, isn't it? That's what Rasulullah said, وَلْيُحِدَّ شَفْرَتَهُ, let him sharpen the sword, which goes straight through. Straight through, yeah. So you shouldn't try and punish I've seen sharp sword, wallahi. One finished, gone. This long, and one of the imam of the mosque was doing it. So sharp. Wallahi, one strike, finish. That's how it should be.
I've seen the opposite.
Not like this. Skin no cutting. Torturing the punishment. Yeah. So that's what Rasulullah is saying. Yeah, you're going to sacrifice, ikhwan. You're going to sacrifice, sharpen the sword. Okay? Sharpen it so much that it goes straight through. Straight through, yeah.
Sorry, I've got a very important question. I work with some people. When you go to pray, they eat from Tesco, they buy sandwich from Tesco, they eat chicken from Tesco. Then I said, why they are Muslim as well. She said, why are you buying them? This is not halal. So they asked me question, when you buy from Shadwell Muslim shop or any Muslim shop, how do you know they're halal? So what is I tried to explain
It's
to
a
them.
good thing.
Yeah, but
You know when
the best explanation to them.
we say, look, Shadwell, Islamically, we do what we can do. We go to Muslim place, we eat because we don't have to ask them, is it halal or haram?
Right.
We say, these are evidences. If they sell haram, they'll be responsible Yawm al-Qiyamah. I won't be responsible. But I'm going to a Muslim where they are declaring it's halal. And he says halal anyway. So if I had a grocery shop and I say meat is halal, I'm responsible Yawm al-Qiyamah. Okay? And they're taking it. They're not responsible. I'm responsible. And if I'm lying, cheating, Allah will be accountable for the Yawm al-Qiyamah. But Sainsbury, obviously, there's certain Asda, Dockland, halal, they buy halal meat.
Now, if it is not halal, they don't
Yeah.
care about
Now,
halal. They just buy the
some
chicken
Muslim,
sandwich.
certain opinions are held by the scholars that
They're not from Bangladesh.
if it's
That's
Ahlul
some-
Kitab,
that's kind of-
if it's Ahlul Kitab meat, you can have it.
Sorry?
If it's Ahlul Kitab, if it's meat of the people of the book, Jews and the Christian, you can have their meat. So certain brothers, they hold that view, and we are a Christian country, they're Christian, the people of the book, we can eat their meat. They follow that opinion. Okay? But in this country, the Christian aren't really Christian. They don't even believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. They're Christian, they don't believe in Allah.
Yeah.
So how can you say they're true Christian? One of the Shaykh came to this country and he basically assisted everything, Shaykh Wasilullah Abbas, and he said, La, it's not halal. Yeah, the meat here.
The Hadith of Imam
I think
Sainsbury and all that.
the Jewish
They are not
meat,
proper
I would say,
Christian.
is more halal.
So their meat is not halal.
What about the kosher
Yeah.
stuff?
Kosher is different, you know.
Better.
Yeah, it's better, yeah.
It's higher grade.
That's not meat, isn't it? That's not meat. Is it like vegetarian?
Oh, no, it's not meat, no. That's halal anyway. Vegetarian,
vegetable.
vegetable.
The Jewish one you can have.
Oh,
If you got scam
Kosher meat, yeah. I've had it, yeah.
Is it halal kosher?
Yeah.
That's actually meat slaughtered by Jews, but
They
these
actually
ones,
slaughter it.
this country, they're atheists. They're not really.
So the question is, those brothers, they follow this opinion. I'm in a book of, I'm the Christian country, I can eat their meat. But Allah said you can eat. Yes, Allah did say that. But are they the Christian Allah talking about?
right, yeah.
But they follow the opinion. A lot of Muslims, they follow it.
Are you talking
So-
about like sandwiches and stuff?
No, they eat sandwich, they buy even chicken. You know the hot chicken from
Oh,
Tesco
something
shop.
like that, okay.
Hot
No, I
chicken
don't-
from Canary Wharf.
No, they got halal chicken wrap though.
Because if it was,
No,
No,
no.
it
It's
depends.
from Sainsbury,
Yeah,
from
I'll-
Tesco.
I asked him if it's
Can
Chicken,
you-
chicken.
I
That's
work
not
in
they're
Canary
not
Wharf.
halal.
They got halal chicken wrap at Tesco. They say it's halal on the packet.
That's
and-
something. It
If it is
depends.
halal written, that's fine.
It depends.
That's what Shaykh
with the
said.
meal deal, there's halal.
But
chicken
Tesco's, I
If
don't.
it is not
Tesco's barely do
halal,
halal.
like
They
the
don't
hot
do
chicken, they're not halal.
wrap. Canary Wharf fondue.
As I said, they follow the opinion.
I've seen
They don't know.
Tesco's from my
But
experience.
some brothers, they do follow it. I think one of the da'i actually said you can because it's halal kitab. I don't want to mention the name, but I forgot the name. But somebody said it. So there's some of the practicing brothers. This is halal kitab. Have it. Don't worry about
You
it.
can work in a
But
shop
you know,
South Africa.
da'a ma yaribuka ila ma la yaribuka. Leave what is doubtful, not what is doubtful. If you want meat, just go to halal butcher, innit?
Yeah,
Just go and get it from there.
yeah.
Grill, PFC Muslim just gonna have grilled chicken there. Why do you want to go Sainsbury to have chicken?
Right, yeah.
I don't find any excuse for that. You can get it from Muslim places, you know.
Even all the KFC, mashallah, most of the KFC in East London is halal.
Yeah, that's because they're not going to get customers if they don't.
Oh, Nando's.
Yeah,
mashallah,
go
is
there.
halal.
You can have halal. Why are you going to Sainsbury? Some things. Yeah. Okay, jazakumullah khair.
Don't like that whole stuff. Like, just look
If they say it's halal, we got no reason to not believe it.
Yeah. But then you got the HFA, HMC thing going on, innit?
Yeah,
The HMCs
Wait,
of
so wait, Dad said what? He said what? I know you're talking about. He said what? What did he